You're watching Halton News right here on your TV. It's Thursday, August 20th. I'm your host, Sherry Ford, in for Jessica Kading. The active number of COVID-19 cases have gone up by 1 in the Halton region. The number now stands at 29 active cases. The new case was in Burlington, where they now sit at 28, or at 8 rather. Oakville remains steady at 10, Milton at 7, and Halton Hills has the lowest number of active cases at 4. Revisions have been made to the Halton District School Board's reopening school plan. Elementary students now have an opportunity to change their delivery method, whether it be in person to distance learning or vice versa, on November 30th and in mid-February, which is the end of the first term. For secondary school students, they will have a quadmester, where students will take 2 courses for 10 weeks. They too will have a chance to change their delivery model in November and February. All students in every grade will also have a full distance option to be part of a virtual school, where students from a variety of schools will form classes and be supported fully. The deadline to return the intent to return survey has been extended to this Sunday. Joining us now is Crawford MP of Oakville. The Halton District School Board has made some significant revisions regarding returning to school. Obviously, there's no real easy answers to this, but what's your reaction?
Yeah, and you're right. And first, let me start out by saying the Government of Ontario first priority is the health and safety of the students and teachers and the staff at school. So number one, whether they're going there by bus, walking to school, or they're going to be at home doing virtual schooling, health and safety is number one. And there's millions of students going back to school in September. And we know that there will be possible small outbreaks of COVID. We have to be prepared for that, and we have to minimize that absolutely as much as possible. And I believe what our government, the plan we put in place, working in collaboration with school boards, will minimize that as much as possible. Now, the Halton board has given some flexibility, which I think is great. For students to either do virtual learning or to come into smaller classes at staggered times, so there's less interaction with other students. And there'll be a few periods throughout the year where they'll be able to opt in or out. If we see, for example, that COVID is being defeated and it's really going down, maybe some parents will want to put their kids back in school, and the reverse is also true. It's really hard to predict, but I'm glad that the school board has allowed some flexibility here, and I'm very pleased to see that.
Now, the AMO conference this year was all virtual due to COVID, but very important to have, though, still considering the pandemic. What were your takeaways from the convention?
Yeah, thank you. So for those viewers that don't know, AMO is the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, and it's all the municipalities throughout Ontario, from the town of Oakville to City of Thunder Bay and City of Toronto and everywhere in between, basically coming in, talking to the government, and we're exchanging information. And it's been a fantastic conference. There's been a few takeaways from this. Obviously, all municipal governments have been affected by COVID, and revenues are dramatically down, and people are worried about taking on additional tax burdens. So our government has made a commitment of $4 billion in municipal spending, including $1.6 billion in emergency spending for municipalities, including our own town of Oakville, which is receiving fairly substantial amount of money to help alleviate some of these concerns with the revenue shortfalls that we're all going through. So, this is affecting all levels of government, and the Government of Ontario is here to work with the municipalities, including the town of Oakville and our partners in Halton, to make sure we get through this pandemic and get through without, big tax increases, which people really can't afford right now.
Thanks for your time today, and stay safe out there. The federal government has unveiled its $37 billion Canada Emergency Response Benefit Plan. CERB will now be extended another month until the end of September, before transitioning the millions of people who are still claiming the benefit onto a revamped employment insurance program starting September 27th. The government is also launching a trio of benefits meant to target specific reasons why Canadians may be out of work or in need of financial aid. They are called the Canada Recovery Benefit, the Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit, and the Canada Recovery Caregiving Benefit. A new webpage will be launched in September, facilitating access to these new programs. Premier Doug Ford made a major announcement today at the Ontario Provincial Police Headquarters in Orillia. The province is hiring an additional 200 OPP officers. The new recruits will provide OPP frontline officers with the additional resources they need to better protect communities while safeguarding their mental health and well-being.
I have to thank all of our police officers, including the OPP and the support staff, for being on the front lines during this pandemic to protect both public health and public safety. You're all, again, absolute champions. You make so many sacrifices to put your community first. And I know there are good days and there's bad days in the line of duty. Some days you get the crooks and the thugs and everyone walks away without a scratch. But other days you arrive and the situation can turn ugly. And we know many of our first responders struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. I want our OPP staff to know we'll always, and I emphasize, we'll always have your backs. We'll always have all the police's backs throughout Ontario.
Every day, Ontario's police officers put their lives on the line to protect us and our families. The COVID-19 emergency and recovery continue to be a reminder of how much we value our frontline workers and why we need to support their mental health and well-being in every way we can. The new hiring initiative we are announcing today is part of the continued steps our government is taking to improve the OPP's workplace culture and support OPP personnel as they go above and beyond to serve in our communities. This important recruitment of 200 additional officers responds to one of the key recommendations of the OPP Independent Review Panel, which is to safeguard the health and wellness needs of the OPP workforce by addressing shortages in the workplace.
A 32-year-old man has been arrested after Halton police seized more than $11,000 worth of fentanyl and codeine at a Burlington home Wednesday night. At about 5 p.m., investigators executed a search warrant at a residence in the Heaton Forest Drive and Heaton Road area where they seized drugs and arrested Brandon Stoddard, 32, and charged him with various offenses, including trafficking and possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose. Burlington Green has been helping the environment and promoting green initiatives in Burlington for the last 13 years. Nikki Wesley caught up with the not-for-profit group to see how they have fared during the lockdown.
The folks at Burlington Green have been busy bees helping both the community and the environment despite the pandemic lockdown. Program Coordinator Kelly Spanik.
So this year, our Grow to Give program has expanded and changed, and that's something we've been spending a lot of time at this summer. Lots of people are gardening. It's a popular pastime this year, and we know that with comes excess of food. Wherever people are gardening, there's always somebody looking to get rid of a little bit. So our program aims to kind of come in and bridge that gap between gardeners and the food bank.
With everyone forced to stay home, new gardeners have had the opportunity to test their green thumbs. They may be experiencing a huge harvest for the first time and not know what to do with it. They are welcome to donate.
We accept from people who garden at home. We accept from community garden plots.
Purchased produce is also accepted. Spanik admits she's donated purchased veggies herself after getting a little carried away with the wonderful options at the farmers market.
Beefsteak tomato, there it is.
Our program is actually a bit twofold because we actually have cooler stations set up in the community gardens, and that's to make it really easy for people with these community plots to donate if they wish to. So when I'm at these different plots, I collect from the donation cooler and see what's there, and then while I'm doing those weekly pickups, we set up a station outside of the community gardens, and that is for everyone to come. So I'd say the vast majority of what we've collected has actually come from community gardens, but we still have had lots of individual people who have come up. They found us online or heard about us, and they're growing food at home, and even people who just wanted to participate. They didn't have a garden, but they wanted to purchase some food and donate. So we are situated at Central Park, Francis Road bike path at the Marley Road intersection. We're at Amherst Park and Ireland Park. So I'm typically at each park about an hour a week. And we have a schedule that we put online on our website, and we share that information on social media as well, so people can find us.
To check times of pickup, go to burlingtongreen.org. Spanik reminds community gardeners to double-check collection times listed on the coolers to make sure not to deposit produce too early, as it may go bad before it's picked up. When making a drop-off, make sure to write your name on an entry for the draw of a $50 Mountain Equipment Co-op gift card. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
The Halton Environmental Network and Sustainable Milton are co-hosting a physically distanced pop-up cleanup this Saturday between 9 a.m. and noon. They will be targeting the area between Louis Saint Laurent and Britannia. Please remember to register with HEN before Friday at 5. And remember, if you are taking part, to bring a mask, water, and long pants. Gloves and garbage bags will be provided. Many beloved annual community events have been canceled this year due to the pandemic. But the Burlington Performing Arts Center has created a new initiative to help keep the spirit of Culture Days in September alive. Nikki Wesley reports.
Culture Days is a national initiative that allows the public to explore and experience art and culture in different ways. This year's theme is Unexpected Intersections. Burlington Performing Arts Center Events Manager Heather Castles.
Normally we open our doors, as do a lot of venues across Canada, for people to come in and to experience what the venue is and different activities that take place here. For the past couple of years, we've done a cultural diversity festival, which has been really interesting and has shown a lot of different cultures, especially for local artists that we've had.
This year, Burlington Performing Arts Center is trying a new format to continue the spirit of Culture Days in a COVID-friendly medium.
Our Postcard Story project is an initiative that we started here at BPAC to encourage people to write a short story. A postcard story is no more than 100 words, so that's really the only criteria of it. You can write prose, you can write poetry, you can write about any single topic that you want. The interesting thing about a postcard is it's something that normally you send when you're on vacation, you write it when you're away from home, and this year we're encouraging people to write from home. So we're putting all of the submissions online at burlingtonpac.ca on our website, and then we're going to have a couple of the selected stories that we've chosen in our poster boxes just behind me here that'll be outside the PAC on the weekend of Culture Day, which is the last weekend of September.
What sort of community response has the project had so far?
We've had quite a few submissions already, a lot by just local writers and aspiring writers and just community members. We've had a couple that have been in poetry, which is really exciting, a couple by young kids, which is always fun to see participation. But the great thing about a postcard story is it's so short that really anybody with any writing level can participate.
The submission deadline for entries is September 18th. To add your voice to the project, go to burlingtonpac.ca. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Thank you for joining us here on Halton News. We need to take a short break, but we'll be right back. Welcome back to Halton News right here on your TV. A local librarian has been awarded the Children's or Youth Services Librarian of the Year Award by the Ontario Public Library Association. Melissa Candelaria has the story.
It's quite an honor to receive such recognition. Manager of Children's and Youth Services at Halton Hills Public Library, Douglas Davey, was awarded the 2020 OLA Children's or Youth Services Librarian of the Year Award by the Ontario Library Association. Davey says in order to be considered for the award, you need to be nominated.
And so actually it was my boss, Jeff Cannon, the chief librarian of the Halton Hills Public Library, who nominated me. And then he let me know he wanted to nominate me, so it wouldn't be a surprise. And I was very honored that he wanted to do it. And he put together a package. He contacted different people for more information. He sent a package in, and then it goes to a review committee at the Ontario Public Library Association, and then they select.
Davey was recognized for being instrumental in developing both the children's and youth areas in both the Acton and Georgetown branches. He also integrated many new programs, including adopting graphic novels into their repertoire, and is a strong advocate for the two-spirited LGBTQ plus community. Davey says he simply loves what he does.
So I've been doing public library work since the mid-90s. Early to mid-90s, so I've been doing it for a very long time, and no one gets into librarianship to you don't get it for like the glamour or anything like that. It's not a glamorous profession, but you get into it because you realize that you can help people and you can enjoy doing it. So I enjoy helping people. I enjoy working in the library. I enjoy all of our media, like books and movies and stuff like that. So I get to help people, and I get to enjoy my work a lot, because I do enjoy my work a lot.
So how does he feel about getting this award? Davey says it simply felt great.
I would continue doing my work, whether I got the award or not. I would keep doing my best to provide great services for the community, whether I got the award or not. But getting the award, it's just a really nice recognition of the years of work I've put into librarianship for communities and for the profession, because I'm heavily involved with our professional body, which is called the Ontario Library Association. So I work a lot with them. So it was good to be recognized as someone who's put a lot of effort into the profession and to the community. But I also have to give all the props to the library itself, the Halton Hills Public Library, because it's a really supportive system. It gets really high marks from the public, and the staff are really engaged, and they're really interested in doing the best they can and innovating when they need to. Like during COVID, we've had to change things up, and everyone we just keep going. We want to be able to offer the best services. Although I'm not in the building very much, but I have to say it's really nice being back here in the building with the books and everything, just to feel like I'm sort of home. My home away from home is libraries, and it's nice to be back.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
Turning to weather and taking a look at the 5-day forecast. Friday, there will be a 40% chance of rain and a high of 28 degrees. Saturday, it will be scorching, 31 degrees under sunny skies. Sunday, hot once again, a high of 31, but a 40% chance of showers. Monday and Tuesday will bring more rain, a high of 28 Monday and 27 degrees on Tuesday. While summer may look a little different this year, Your TV wants you to share your summer. Head over to Your TV Halton on Facebook and comment with a picture of what you're doing this summer. You could win a weekly prize pack or even a grand prize of $500 to support a local business. Remember to tag Share Your Summer. More and more businesses have had to adapt to a new normal, and much of it includes having to modify how their employees work. Simply put, things are becoming more digital.
So the Oakville Chamber of Commerce is offering members and non-members alike some help through the Recovery Activation Program, an immersive online workshop. Chamber President and CEO Drew Redden says the goal is to help businesses that have been hit hard because of COVID-19.
What we experienced the last few months, I don't think any business could adequately plan or prepare for that. So what we're doing now is we're looking at the realities of what we have in front of us and understanding what can we do as a chamber network and partnering with chambers across the province to ensure our businesses are prepared for what lies ahead. I think businesses have shown great innovation, have adapted well under the circumstances, but we are not out of the woods yet. There's a lot of work ahead of us. These businesses, big, small, are the lifeblood of our economy here in Canada and here in Oakville. So we have to ensure that they have the tools to make sure they're prepared to move forward in whatever circumstances are thrown at us.
And to learn more about these tools, the Chamber partnered with the Toronto Board of Trade to initiate this Recovery Activation Program, which is completely free.
It's funded by the government and put on in partnership with your chamber network. So chamber member or non-chamber member, any business, large or small, can apply for this. You go online, you do a digital needs assessment, you indicate the Oakville Chamber of Commerce as your sponsoring chamber, and you'll be paired up with mentors. You'll be given the tools to succeed, and talk of everything from member marketing and sales, digital restructure financing, regulatory alignment, technical hardware, digital modernization, all the tools that are going to help your business succeed. A completely free program that will put your business in a great position moving forward.
Now let's take a look at today's closing stocks. Thanks for joining us here on Halton News. We need to take a short break, but we'll be right back with an update from the Burlington Food Bank. Welcome back to Halton News right here on your TV. I'm Sherry Ford in for Jessica Kading. The Burlington Food Bank has been providing us with daily updates during this pandemic. Today, they want to spread the word that if you are in need, please don't hesitate to call. As well, some big news for Robin Bailey, the Executive Director.
This is Robin Bailey, the Executive Director of the Burlington Food Bank, and continue to give you some updates on the Feed Ontario conference that I've been attending this week. Yesterday was our AGM. Things went really well. I actually got elected to the Board of Directors yesterday, so great news for us here in Burlington. Peter Gould, who was the former CEO of the Dairy Farmers of Ontario, who's a Burlington resident, is also on the board. I think he's entering his 5th year of serving Feed Ontario. So looking forward to working alongside Peter, as well as the rest of the Board of Directors. A great group of people who have a wealth of knowledge and continue to give great guidance to Feed Ontario. Also, I wanted to let you know about one of the clients we've been able to help out recently, who had talked to a friend a couple of times about how they were struggling, and they kept encouraging them to call the food bank, and it was really hard for them to finally call us. They found that when they did call, they were welcomed by a very welcoming voice when they received their call back to take their order. They couldn't believe how nice and genuine everyone here is, which I totally concur. And then on top of that, the quality of food and the amount of food that they receive. So if you need our help, make sure you email us info@burlingtonfoodbank.ca or give us a call 905-637-2273.
And that's it for Halton News. For more information or to catch more stories, head to our website, yourtv.tv, or email us at haltonnews@cogeco.com. Thanks for watching Halton. Have a great night.